Prophecy, Book 1, Chapter 7, Part 2. Joey was hitchhiking along Highway 280 near St. Mary, Nebraska. It was getting close to midnight, and no one seemed to be traveling tonight. Actually, for the last 2 nights. He tried to hitchhike nights, mainly because truckers seemed to travel the most at night, but these last couple of nights sucked on hitchhiking rides from anyone. He walked steady and kept it at a mediocre pace. He had invested good money in walking shoes after developing nice big blisters on both feet due to his poor decision to look cool. He wouldn't do that again. Joey was deep in thought and concentrating on walking the distance when a horn right behind him scared the living shit out of him. He jerked and turned to look. It was a small Cadillac, black exterior, and very dark tinted windows. He tried to focus on the driver, but didn't have a clue as to whether it was male or female. Oh, hell with it. Joey said this aloud to himself and reached for the door handle. Opening it, he peered inside. "Hey, thanks for stopping. Where are you headed?" Joey looked at the beautiful redhead driving this beautiful piece of metal and smiled. "Hop in. I'm headed to Washington, D.C. for a party." She smiled back at him. Joey did hop in and tossed his backpack over the seat to the back. "I appreciate it. What kind of party?" His curiosity was piqued. The redhead pulled back out onto the highway and remained silent for a moment, causing Joey to somewhat shift in his seat. Well, it's a private party, to be honest, but I'd assume a large number of people will attend." Joey nodded. "Gotcha." He said it, though he really didn't get it. Whatever. She was a means to no more walking, and that was it. "My name is Famine, by the way." She broke the silence. Joey looked at her and didn't hide his confusion. "Famine? What kind of name is that? I mean, it's pretty, I guess. It's just weird." She looked at him and smiled. It's a long story and one I'd rather not talk about." "No problem." Joey turned to look ahead again and watched the traffic that wasn't visible. "Weird that there's no traffic, don't you think?" He said this off the top of his head without really needing a reply. "Yes, it is. I've heard rumors as I came through the other cities and states that the apocalypse has hit certain areas. War, rumors of war, you know." Just as she said that little phrase, Joey slammed himself back against the seat. His eyes rolled to the back of his head, and he began watching a vision that appeared to be tacked to the side of his brain. In this vision, he saw himself as one of the 4 horsemen in the Bible. He rode a pale green, or maybe it was an ashen-colored motorcycle. He wasn't sure. In this vision, his name was Death, or maybe Plague. He couldn't distinguish which. As he studied the vision etched inside his mind, he heard a man's voice, ever so low, and he recognized this voice, for he had heard it his entire life. Joseph. It would call for him over and over again. This voice, whoever or whatever it was, knew his true birth name by heart.